Yes, welcome to Wilco Whites. I'm Sean. We're going to talk about the QPR game. 2 points dropped, or a good point away, and it took me a couple of days to think about this. I'm going to say 1 point away is good. I'll take it. I mean, looking at the lineups, he went with the same team, did Daniel Farke, and we'll touch on that. QPR, they changed it about, actually bringing another defender in, playing, moving Fox into that central defensive area, moving and Edwards up into the midfield area, also bringing Anderson in for the injured Ilias Chair. Yeah, massive height advantage, wasn't it? I mean, Fox, Edwards, Cook, Jimmy Dunn, biggest right back in league ever, Man Mountain, really tall players. Then they had that Frey up top, big unit, putting himself about, pressing, didn't stop running. Couldn't handle the physicality, could we? Really. And I've said it before, we don't have that height in the team. We've got Rodon and Strike, and I think we really missed it against QPR. They really played to the strengths, bullied us at times. To be fair, I thought we started off well. I thought Aronson and Pirro were pressing well. You know, we looked sharp, we're moving the ball around well. And then a simple mistake, Brendan Aronson changes everything. You cannot make passes like that in your own box. To be honest, it was a blind pass. He didn't really know who he was passing it, or he didn't realise there was somebody behind him. It was like a blind pass for me. He had his back to whoever was running onto it, which was Saeto, the Japanese lad, who curls it in past Melier. Who couldn't really do much about that. So poor by Brendan Aronson. It faded off then for Brendan Aronson. Had a really bad first half. Second goal came up 30th minute. Number of mistakes for me there defensively. Solomon got caught out wide on his own. Nobody went out to help him. The 2 against 1. They got down that wing. And they put the cross in and free header. And all the people it falls to is Steve Cook, experienced player. Really nice header, to be honest, in off the post. Poor marking. Poor that nobody went out to close down the cross. Really bad. So that's a double hitter there. Flashbacks of last season. I didn't honestly think I'd see that. Looking at the number of injured players that QPR had, I said it in my presser. I went for a 3-0 Leeds. Thought we'd have too much for them. We obviously started with the same team. Maybe that game was a mistake, and I'll touch on that. We did, however, pull a goal back. And that's the upside. The mentality of the team, it seems strong. We will fight and get ourselves back into games. As last season, we crumbled. So that's something positive. Pirro linking up play nicely. Again, I thought lovely feet by him in the box. Slipped in Solomon. Solomon puts it across. We think it's Firpo goal, but on the review, it's actually a Fox own goal. But definitely went offside anyway. But it would have still counted because it came off the defender. But yeah, bad first half. Again, though, we did get ourselves back into it, scoring. You know, late on in the second half, in the first half. Substitution at half-time. Willie Gnonto coming on for Brendan Aronson. I did not see Willie Gnonto coming on in the 10 position. Again, it's something I'm going to touch on. But he deserved it. Aronson, he was poor. I thought he was back into his groove a little bit against Millwall. So probably deserved to start against QPR. But he deserved to come off at half-time. Bit shaky as well. Stroik wasn't having the best of games. He looked really shaky all game, getting caught wrong side. looked right flustered with himself and frustrated with himself, giving away silly free kicks. They were out of position. Like I said, getting caught wrong side on a few occasions. I think Rothwell were off it slightly, although he did improve second half. We did get the equaliser, thankfully, and it was Gnonto involved in that, slipping Dan James in, who puts a ball across and Solomon to strike. Keeper saves, but it falls to Bogle, who taps home. 2-2, deserved. I thought we would go on to win that then, but it just wasn't to be. I mean, Gnonto already, for me, looked a better number 10 than Brendan Aronson. Just gives us something better. Looked good on the ball, great feet. You know, he can shoot with either foot. Can Willie Gnonto, really skillful, as we know. Doing a few back heels with him and Firpo. Really good to see, you know. And then there were the substitution of Solomon, which was crazy. James looked absolutely spent. Now, I did think it were right to start him, but maybe haul him off on 60th minute. You know, these guys have played a lot of football. But he brings Solomon off, who, for me, we're having a good game. And this again goes to the questioning of Daniel Farke. Why? Why is he bringing Solomon off? You know, we've got a 2-week break, international break. Do no need. Solomon could have played the full 90 minutes. It was Dan James that needs to come off. And I'd like to have seen Ramazani out there. Crazy. I also thought we were kicking long quite a lot. Melier kicking long quite a lot. And I don't know why. There were times I didn't need to. We were panicking a little bit. I don't know. Could have been some red cards. QPR, again, officials not booking players when they should be. Jimmy Dunn, you know, you were kicking lumps out of Solomon throughout the game. So yeah, maybe. Well, there was a red card, wasn't there? 93rd minute, but that was near or there. That we're never going to change up. I thought his corners were poor again. Why don't we just go short? Rothwell couldn't get it off at first man. Bad, he's normally right good at him. He hit and miss. I just don't know why we don't just go short. But all in all, it were poor. But it was third game in 6 days. Okay, there's going to be questions now about rotation. Daniel Farke in his post-match press conference, he did say, he said he didn't know whether to start Gruev in this match. It'd have been tough on Rothwell because Rothwell played so well against Millwall. In hindsight, yeah, okay. And I think now going forward, he's going to do that, especially away from home. You know, us as fans think we know it all, and I've said the same. You know, it should be Rothwell and Tanaka out for the rest of the season. No. We miss Gruev in there defensively. Excuse me. Also, he mentioned about Willie Gnonto in the 10. Now, this is the frustrating side of Daniel Farke. He's now coming round to the idea of it with 9 games to go, even though us as fans have been saying it all season that Willie Gnonto can play in the 10. Not a problem. Interesting, though, what he said about if he did play Gnonto, he'd have to start Gruev to give us as that solidarity in the midfield, because Gnonto don't do the pressing that Brendan Aronson does. I'm willing to take that. Going off the form of Brendan Aronson, it's just totally dropped off. You know, and it's proven over the seasons he doesn't do well second half of the season. I like now that Daniel Farke has finally sort of come round to the idea of playing Willie Gnonto in that 10. A bit like last season, he's so stubborn, you know, in regards to Pirro and Rutter in the 10 and the 9. He left it and then did end up switching it. Maybe he does need to start listening to his fans sometimes. Because we're not always wrong, are we? And it's been blatant to see for definitely a few weeks now, easy, and could say a month or so. that we need something different in that 10. And he were involved, and he changed the game for me. Did well in Gnonto. Played really well. And I think he should be starting the next game. But I know we're at home to Swansea. I'm not sure on the notion that we can't play Rothwell and Gnonto. If that's the case, then you play Gruev and then you maybe play Rothwell in the 10. I don't know. The decision's going to be made. It's just, I'm just going to give it benefit of doubt that it was 3 games in 6 days. 2-week break now. We've got Swansea at home. I like the notion you've said we need to win his home games and we'll be all right. We do, because we're still going to pick points up away. You know, we're looking now 95, 96 points. Maybe we could finish on. Interesting though, Sheffield United and Burnley don't seem to be going away. Sheffield United scraping a bloody win at Sheffield Wednesday. And it was a sloppy, poor goal Sheffield Wednesday gave away. Weak defending, poor defending. I thought Sheffield Wednesday deserved more out of that game. Burnley seem to be the ones on fire at the minute. And I can see them overtaking Sheffield United. Well, they have done, haven't they? And just keeping... I think they could get first or second, Burnley. They're not conceding, but they're scoring. And that's a big worry. Now, Sheffield United, they've got Coventry after the international break, which isn't going to be an easy game. Yes, they're at home, but Coventry are in fine form. Burnley's got to play them as well. Burnley have got Bristol City, who again, Bristol City are on form. Wow, they've really upped the game this season from when I went to watch them down in Bristol City against us. They were really poor. It was a drab game by both teams, to be honest. They've really upped it, and they're on a bit of a run out there. And I think they're sitting like 7th now, Bristol City. So it's interesting. And then we've got Burnley, Sheffield United to play each other. Someone's going to drop points somewhere. We've just got to make sure we do our job and we react and we, capitalise on any points dropped by the opposition now. Squeaky bum time. 9 games to go. Is it 8? Yeah, is it 9 games now? 8 games. I've actually lost count. Wow, 8 games to go. 8 games to go. Yeah, it's a bit nervy. I won't lie. I'm a bit nervous. Hopefully, Ampadu's going to be back as well after the international break. That'd be a massive boost. We've so missed him. We really have missed him. In the midfield, even at centre-back. Stroip needs to up his game. That's a worry, because he's off it. But if he's back, Voba back, even Patrick Bamford, God, I don't care. I don't care if whoever comes in and makes changes, or if Bamford comes in now and scores the winner, good. I don't care. Let's just get promoted. I don't care if second. We just got to be better than 3rd place now. So that's it for me. Only a quick one today. I'm not going to go too in depth with it. Nice rest now. We've got 2-week break. Not going to be a lot of content out, obviously. Late night Leeds on Friday, 10 p.m. Jump on there on Imagine Not Being Leeds' channel. Matty, myself, and Adam. Get over there. That'll be a good one. We're going to look at the QPR game in more depth. So, yeah, that's it from me. I'll speak to you all soon. Try and keep the faith. I am. Ciao.